On a weeknight in Williamsburg, Virginia, constituents have come to quiz their local congresswoman.
Put down your question that you have for the congresswoman, and if we don't answer your question tonight, we will follow up with you.
Right now, there are no two topics more divisive here than impeachment and the US president.
He doesn't know what he's talking about half the time. He lies constantly. We need somebody we can trust.
They have been trying to impeach the guy since he got in office. The Russia hoax didn't work. Several other things didn't work. And now they've got this thing going on.
This swing district voted for Donald Trump in 2016, but for Democrat Elaine Luria in 2018.
Well, thank you for the warm welcome.
She resisted calls for impeachment for months, worried it would be too divisive. And the Congresswoman is now trying to explain why a presidential phone call with Ukraine suddenly changed her mind.
The President of the United States has abused his office for personal gain. It is not a lie. I did not serve 20 years in uniform to watch our Constitution be trampled on.
Washington Democrats are marching toward impeachment.
Her Republican opponents are already running attack ads against her and other moderate Democrats, but she doesn't care.
Elaine Luria, wrong on impeachment, wrong for us.
Do you think it could cost you electorally, though, because you are in a district that voted for Donald Trump?
Well, I get asked that question a lot, and I have to say that, it's not about getting reelected. It's about doing the right thing, and I think that this was very clearly the choice of doing what was right and what's right for our country. And if that has a political implication down the road, so be it.
The impeachment investigation was sparked by an anonymous CIA whistleblower complaint about a July conversation between Donald Trump and his Ukrainian counterpart Volodymyr Zelensky. Mr. Trump used the phone call to urge the newly elected Mr. Zelensky to investigate unfounded allegations about former US Vice President Joe Biden and his son Hunter. The elder Mr. Biden is one of the Democratic Party frontrunners to take on the president at next year's election.
Biden, his son, and his brother had a 30-year-long scam.
Rudy Giuliani, the president's personal lawyer, circumvented normal channels to keep pushing Ukraine for the politically motivated inquiry. And transcripts of pages of witness testimony show that American diplomats understood and were worried a White House meeting between the two presidents and some $570 million in US military aid was conditional on the Biden investigation being launched. Ukraine was desperate for the money to fund its fight against Russian-backed rebels who have seized control of the east of the nation, despite mounting evidence the Trump administration denies it was used as leverage.
I believe it's a textbook offense. It's saying, I won't give you this money that Congress has appropriated and thinks you need unless you do me a favor. And that's an abuse of his office. And that's exactly the kind of thing that I believe the Constitution meant when it gave us the impeachment remedy.
The Democrats, who control the lower house of Congress, are expected to vote by the end of the year to make Donald Trump the third president ever impeached.
I think this is a sham process. I think the substance is not worthy of an impeachment discussion.
Impeaching the president really just means officially charging the president with certain offenses. Not necessarily crimes, but offenses against the country. Then it goes to the Senate, where we actually have a real trial.
The Senate trial could take place as early as January, but the upper house is controlled by the Commander-in-Chief's Republican colleagues.
I think it's very clear that there are not enough votes in the U.S. Senate to remove the president right now. I don't think there will be.
Corey Lewandowski managed part of the president's 2016 campaign and recently caused controversy by admitting publicly to lying to the press. He still serves as a high-profile confidant, spruiking the White House line that the president has done nothing wrong.
Do I think impeachment is good for the president? Absolutely not. Do I think that the Democrats are going to overstep their bounds? I do, and it's the same issue that the Republicans did in the 2000 election. They impeached Bill Clinton after he had been reelected, and they paid for that at the ballot box.
I do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
Less than 12 months out from the 2020 election, Democrats in vulnerable seats are already campaigning hard to justify their new stance.
I do.
Ma'am, I'm going to ask you, this is not an opportunity for you to engage in your own particular agenda.
Impeachment is always a divisive political tool, and the long-term success or failure of this push will likely be judged on whether public support for the investigation continues to grow and what impact it has on the race for the White House in the second half of next year.
Hi, I'm Lee Sales. Thanks for watching this story. If you'd like to watch more of 7:30's stories, they are on the left of your screen. And tap on the button below to subscribe and get the latest from ABC News.